Welcome to the Silver Gem Podcast. My name is Sarah Silver, and I am here to show you how to come back to flow in any scenario, because there is always a way to go through strife while still enjoying life. Here is where you're going to learn how to fuse personal growth with spiritual magic, receive more certainty about what you're creating in your life, and do it with full awareness of your highest self and what's going to bring you purposeful fulfillment instead of greater pain. I want you to become a gifted guide for your own life. Tune into and follow what's your best path, and do so in a greater feeling of exhilaration than you've ever experienced before. So let's go. Hey everyone, we're back on the Silver Gem Podcast with another great conversation today that I'm excited to bring to you about 6 different ways you can support your spiritual healing or your spiritual practice. And these are high-level things that anyone can do. They're not specific to religion or societal practices or deep healing type therapies or specific spiritual beings. None of that. These are just basic, essential things that when anyone puts them into place, you're going to discover more hope and healing and connection with yourself, with your higher power, with your life, with your purpose, and really just level the playing field to welcome in more peace in your life, however that looks to you. So, I've got 6 things here. You certainly don't have to do all of these. However, they all kind of touch on different areas of different ways to support your spiritual practice. It doesn't, like I said, doesn't matter if you practice a religion or if you're in a community that teaches spiritual growth processes or techniques one way. You can simply pick and choose from these or see what resonates with you to kind of help ensure that you are just maintaining a level of support for your spirit. Because just like our bodies, we need to, here's my glass, we have to drink water every day to support our physical being. There's basic things with our spirit, our soul, that we can support it with, just like drinking water every day. And so I'm going to tell you what some of these practices are. Okay, caveat here too. It doesn't matter what you consider your higher power. When I say God, source, highest self, spirit, ether, quantum field, any of those, I am referring to the same thing. The same life force energy that supports our existence, our soul, our spirit, whatever you believe, that life force energy that created our spirit or supports our spirit, how we even exist, to me, it is all the same thing no matter what label you give it, no matter what you call it. So if I use a phrase or word like God or spirit, and that doesn't quite resonate with you, and you want to substitute it for quantum field or highest self, go ahead and do that. To me, I'm speaking of this all the same thing. And so go ahead and take it how it resonates with you the best. Okay. Because this first thing, number 1, is have regular conversations with your higher power. Regular conversations. I want you to, just like I'm talking to you now, or just like you're having a conversation with a friend, texting someone on the phone, whatever, sitting at dinner and talking about your day, have regular conversations with your source, with spirit. I usually say spirit. Have regular conversations with spirit. Because that energy literally exists because of you, and you exist because of it. And it shouldn't be, it is you and it isn't you. It's both. And so I don't feel like there should be this worshipped level of, oh, God is higher, bigger, better than me, and so I can only approach a conversation with God in certain places or in certain ways, in certain rituals or practices. Not to say any of that is bad or harmful in any way. I am not saying that. I am saying if you have a relationship with spirit that is friendly and balanced, and you support each other like you do your best friend, it validates everything that you are trying to love about yourself and nourish within yourself, because you equate that value on the same plane. And that's not discrediting spirit, it's not discrediting you. It's just, hey, look, we're connected in this way, and I respect myself and I respect you, spirit, so much that I want to talk to you just like my best friend. So have conversations with your higher power in this way. I do this quite often, like especially if I'm trying to process or I'm suddenly overcome with emotions or a scenario, and I have to be like, spirit, this is what I'm feeling. And I know you know that source always knows everything about you and knows what you're feeling and knows what you're going through. But speaking it and having the conversation, it just validates everything. It just supports everything. So I'll say, spirit, I'm feeling this. And this is why, and this is what I want to do, and I need help here. What can I do? Like, I will have regular conversations with spirit, usually at least once a day about something. Or check in. Like, if something's on my mind or bugging me, and I, just as much as I want to go to my best friend to talk about it, I'll go to spirit and talk about it. Because I feel like that supports that relationship so healthily that it's totally underestimated. Okay, that's number one. The second thing I recommend that you can do is literally meditate until you love it. And I feel the angst on that. Sarah, I don't meditate. I have an ADHD brain. I can't do this. I can't settle, and it's impossible for me. Well, of course it is, because you haven't given it a big enough chance. I was kind of the same way. I used to think meditation was just for monks sitting on a mountaintop. That was their thing. And then I started learning about it and how it is so amazing I can't even put it into words, about how supportive it is to your physical, mental, emotional health and your spiritual soul. Sleep, I learned this awesome little fact. Sleep is rest for your body, but not rest for your brain, because you know how your brain it's still processing and you're dreaming and it's working just as much as when you're awake while you're sleeping. Meditation is rest for your mind. Meditation is rest for your brain. Meditation is rest for your mental, emotional load. But it doesn't need 8 hours a night like our body does. 5-10 minutes. So, okay, I know you're going to keep fighting me on this. And like I said, I started with, let me recommend a few things for you. I started with the Headspace app and the Calm app, and the free versions of those. You don't have to pay for them. They have basic, introductory, free, simple meditations that are short. And they can actually teach you how to meditate simply. It's not deep and elaborate and more complex. It's very basic and very simple. If you've never done it before, or you can't seem to meditate how you want to, it walks you through. And as I started using the Headspace app, staying consistent with it and trusting in the fact that I was told it gets easier, it gets easier, it gets easier. It is minute. It is like fiber by fiber of the fibers of your being type practice. Even today, so I've been meditating for maybe 7-8 years. And of course, my consistency is varied, and my complexity in time and length has varied. And even now, there's still a period of time, the first 10 minutes or so, where I'm letting all of the thoughts that are trying to bombard me and distract me, or my body feels funny or it's itchy, and my egoic mind and physical body are trying to convince me, this isn't worth it, stop, it's just annoying. I still get that. But it is so much easier for me to stay there and move forward, that I can feel the practice clicking in, and my body responding, and my mind emptying, and my spirit just lighting up on fire, because I go through that process. So when I say meditate until you love it, I want you to consistently meditate for at least 5 minutes a day until you start to see, oh my word, I was more focused and clear today. Or holy cow, I went a whole 5 minutes without getting pissed off at my problems. Because you've been consistent with it. You don't have to become this guru of meditation where, you spend half your day in that state. No, that's not what I'm saying. Just please use it as a nourishment for your spirit and your mind enough that you can see the benefit. It's kind of like when you've never exercised, or you're totally out of the habit, and you have to start going to the gym or start exercising and picking up the weights, and you're going to hate it for the first 2 weeks. Or you forgot how difficult it was and how painful it is. And it's that first few weeks where you want to drop out and quit. But then you reach a point where, a month, 6 weeks, 8 weeks down of being consistent with it, and you look in the mirror and you're like, oh, and you finally start to see the benefits. Do the same thing with meditation, please. Okay, I'm going to drink here. Number 3, hold your conversations in your heart. So when I say that, I mean the conversations you've had with spirit, or maybe you're far enough along on your meditation journey that you actually visualize, or you have intentions, you are growing. When I say hold your conversations in your heart, I mean hold them in your being with regularly touching base with them throughout the day. Like if you have a sticky note up on your mirror, or your journal is open from what you've written down that day, and you see it every time you walk past it in your room, you're reminded of it. Or have your specific daily intention that you want to embody, that you felt impressed to work on. have little reminders to hold it in love in your heart with whatever you're working on consistently. Because how does the scripture go? Where your heart is, there your treasure will be also. So what treasures are you holding on to in your heart? What ponderings are you consistently keeping in your person to nourish and create and grow? Just tuck those things in there. However that works for you, do it. It helps bring you back to that spiritual space and support what you're trying to nourish. Okay, that was number 3. That one's easy. Number 4, I recommend, I wrote down prayer. We'll talk about that a little bit. Add prayer to your meditation in order to receive more inspiration. I don't pray necessarily, but prayer is a word that most of us recognize what it means. But when I say pray, I also mean communicating and connecting with spirit, with your higher power, in more of the deep, reverent, powerful, intuitive way. For some people, that is prayer. For me, it is channeling and connecting to my highest self, or going into the quantum field in the Akashic records. For others, it is bringing in and welcoming in your spirit guides or your angels. It's conversations and meditation kind of combined in a more spiritual, humble, magical, powerful way. So if you're already having conversations with spirit and you're already meditating and you already ponder on your intentions for what you want to create, this is adding in that powerful, see, I'm feeling the infinity symbol here. It's adding in that powerful channeled connection of your intuition and your gifts with your spirit that magnifies that. I feel like as we talk about these different steps to nourish your spiritual health and your spiritual practices, we're going in one aspect deeper, 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 more profound and grounded. And then in another aspect, it's also higher, more powerful, more vivid, more connected on all planes. And so you don't have to pray, you don't have to have an intuitive practice where you channel with guides. You don't have to necessarily believe in angels or like any of that. It can simply even be from a place of, I'm going to take this to the next level. And however that connection looks to you and works best for you, this is what I'm talking about. And this is also a space where folks like me or others that are healers and light workers, or I want to say growth gurus. That's different, but that just came to mind. I don't mean growth guru like some famous popular person that is just going to tell you the end all be all. I mean like someone you look up to that has helped you grow so much that you have a great connection with, that you can tap into their wisdom a little bit to help you with any of those options. This is the level where if you don't feel confident in your connection with spirit, this is where someone like me comes in and we can do sessions together or readings together where someone that is gifted in this particular skill can come in and channel for you or connect to spirit for you and help you see or learn how to embody your spiritual intentions more, because it's coming from another perspective. until you're able to grow your own gifts and understand them more in this way, to receive more inspiration and support spiritually. Okay. Number 5, we're getting through these. Number 5 ingredient to support your spiritual health is study written words that align with you. So this could be really anything that you want to learn about that piques your interest and resonates with you. Scripture, historical records, scientific journals, works by or books by people like someone I recommend is Dr. Joe Dispenza. Really anyone, or a mystic or a guide or a growth inspirational motivational speaker that you resonate with, anything, written words, messages, resources that resonate with you that support your spirituality. I think when we incorporate what others teach or resonates with them or what they feel is important enough to share publicly or like on social media, and it strikes a chord with you, that is good. That's amazing. Because other people, just like the last thing I mentioned, connecting with folks like me that can be a channel for you, you can receive guidance and inspiration through the written word, through books, or like podcasts like right now, doing this that you can listen to, or blogs, or journals, or anything like that that piques your interest. A few years ago, for me, it was Buddhism, and I was reading all of the beautiful writings and teachings of Buddha because it aligned with me at that time. It still does. I still love his teachings, and opened up a lot of doors into how I was able to craft my own spiritual practice and heal through seeing all of these different perspectives that are supportive and loving. So I recommend that. Okay, number 6, the last thing of kind of an essential ingredient for your spiritual health is spending time in sacred spaces. Now, this doesn't mean a place that society feels is sacred, like a religious building or a temple or a cathedral, or it doesn't have to be that. It certainly can be. If it is sacred to you and you love the energy there and it supports you, perfect. But it doesn't have to be. It can be your favorite mountaintop. It can be a labyrinth, those garden labyrinths that people create, and the rock mazes, the labyrinths that you walk through. Or if there's a certain place on the earth where the energetic grid lines align with you, like Sedona, Arizona is one of them. Hawaii is another one. And because it just supports your spiritual energy and is sacred to you, perfect. But this is also not necessarily, well, Sarah, I don't know if I can travel to those places all the time, or I don't have a place like that near me. A sacred place, sacred space, is also the place in your home that's dedicated to your spiritual practice, or where you find peace that's yours and yours alone. You can create this in your own home. For me, I have in my room, next to the window, I have a little love seat and a nightstand table, and my journals are there, workbooks, cards I have, anything, my favorite pillows and blankets. That is my sacred space. It's where I meditate. It's where most of the time I journal or start my morning rituals. It's where I do my other spiritual practices I have, because that's my sacred space. And I certainly share it with my kids. Sometimes they want to come sit with me, but it's mine as well. And if I'm not able to go to a sacred space that I love, like out in nature, I go there in my room every single day. So spend time in those places. It's great. Okay, let me read through these all one more time because they build upon and support each other. And again, you don't have to do them all. I recommend them all, but even just one will help support the spiritual nourishment that you need to feel healthy and well in this way. Okay, so 1 was having regular conversations with your higher power. 2 was meditating until you love it or you realize it enough is actually benefiting you and you want to keep doing it. Number 3, hold your conversations and your intentions and your ponderings in your heart, in your person. Number 4 was adding prayer or channeling or that deeper energetic connection above and beyond your meditating so that you can receive more inspiration and guidance from your higher power. 5 was study written words that align with you. And 6 was spending time in your sacred places and sacred spaces. So find your rhythm. Find how your spirit connects to your personal spirit, connects to source or connects to God. And it's going to evolve and it's going to change and you're going to find what works best for you and it's going to evolve. I don't use the Headspace app anymore. My meditation practice has gone, from 5 minutes to an hour and a half to guided to not guided, through different teachers and different intentionalities, and then throwing channeling in there with it. Like it has changed. So you don't have to stay stuck. This isn't locking in for life a methodology to, Sarah said I have to. It's better than just only knowing you have to drink water every day. You're not quite, I don't want to say restricted, but you're not required to do only just one of these things or only in a certain way in order to feel spiritually nourished or supported. Go with the flow. Go with the flow on this, and you will find that the energy within you, your soul, your spirit, your connection to your intuition, the guidance you receive, the peace that you feel is going to increase. It's going to become easier. You're going to have more confidence in yourself. You're going to start believing and trusting in the good that the universe has for all of us. You're going to start moving above and beyond your ego and your shitty patterns that try to run your life, and look at your experiences more from a place of awareness and learning and peace and understanding instead of the woe is me, because you have so much more wisdom now. And applying these spiritual practices I've talked about today is going to help you do that. So let me know which one you're going to do or what ones you do already that you love. Let's swap ideas here. Leave me a comment, send me a message, and let's talk about this. Or if I haven't mentioned something that's made a huge difference for you, like tell me about it. And because I like to try new things too that I resonate with. As always, if this has been of value to you or impactful to you in any way, I would appreciate a thumbs up or a share or a comment or a review on wherever you're listening to this or watching this today. It helps us share the message to more people in order for them to help find more growth and more positivity in their lives, just because you helped me with that in just a tiny way. So I appreciate that. And as always, I'm here to answer your questions. If you have a topic you'd like to hear a podcast on, let me know and I'll work it in. Thank you so much. We'll talk to you next time. Bye.
Until you know how you best receive your own intuitive guidance for your life, because it certainly is a practice to refine, you can lean on the help of an intuitive individual like myself. I love receiving channeled messages from Spirit for others like you because it helps you see farther and easier to what you may feel blinded to in your life. Picture it like this. You're the captain of your ship, sailing along life's waters, but there's a storm or fog or obstacles in the way, and you can't see very far or which way to go. It's confusing because you're busy steering your ship, or you're barking orders at your crew so you can all stay afloat. That's why you have a crow's nest. And I can be that someone in your crow's nest. I can see a little farther, or a little more clearly because I'm above the fog and separated from the distractions on the deck of your ship. It's not my ship, so I'm not impacted by the journey like you are. This is your experience, and I'm simply here to help by sharing with you what I can see. How often do we receive light bulb moments of realization with the help from others? A lot. You're not meant to figure out this life alone. I can help you tap into the unlimited potential of help from Spirit through channeled messages and intuitive guidance. If you feel called and ready to receive what is best for you to hear right now and to help you with at this time in your life, book a channeled message or an Akashic Records session with me at sarahsilver.com/shop. That's SarahSylver.com/shop. Let's find you some greater light, greater clarity, and a calming reassurance for where you are and where you're headed. I look forward to connecting with you in love and light. Have a blessed day.